Ladies and gents, a long time no speak. It's been since yesterday. It's actually just 9:15 in the morning. I got up about an hour or so ago, just because I couldn't fall back asleep here. And right away, as soon as I got my morning coffee, which I still haven't gone through yet, which I'm going to have to go through anyhow, so excuse me for if I take a couple sips now and then here during this vlog. Our upstairs tenant actually came back downstairs saying she was complaining it was actually gotten worse for the lever for the toilet. Now, if you're not too sure what a lever is, in the tank itself, where you want to flush the toilet, there's a lever on the inside of the tank which actually pulls up the plunger that lets the water escape out, and that there was actually fairly new way back about six or 8 months ago. Well, they damaged that lever so bad because it was made out of plastic. And of course, they don't realize or was not aware that, like, you don't abuse something like that. And this here was actually abused beyond compare. But luckily, I was able to get Friday or Saturday. I was able to go down to Canadian Tire, which is our local hardware store, a Canadian hardware store from Canada, and get a replacement lever and all that to replace it. So it was all metal this time, but the problem is with the metal ones, especially if it's what they call gray metal or very light metal, that tends to seize up very quickly because of the rot and humidity. And where this is located, that's quite a bit of corrosion that happens there at 100%. So I was able to pick that up the day before, and I actually just went upstairs, took the old one out, and luckily I had some like a crescent wrench to undo the old one, take it out, put the new one in. It took me under 5 minutes to get it done. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that terribly hard. I had one that previously that was made out of metal. It took me about 40 minutes to get it out, because for the fact is that the corrosion was so bad that where you have the threads on the piece of material that was there had corroded through. It was actually gunked up with a lot of calcium and all that, so it made it harder to get the thing off. So I had to eventually cut that out and get the new one in for the time being. So now I have a new one in there. It took me under 5 minutes to get it done. Problem is with the metal ones, it's going to take me probably just as long when that has to get replaced and all that. So that's where it takes a little longer, a little finagling, so to speak, to get that thing out. Because you have to damage the material in order to get it out properly. So I eventually got it done. It's working. But for people who are not experienced, this is a job that anybody can do. And I'm not a professional plumber by any stretch of the imagination. I do computer programming, hardware support, along with computer programming and all that, and also first level support for another company, which I've been dealing with, as you guys know, dealing with first line calls for ATM repair. So this here, getting it done, it wasn't too hard. Didn't require any 20 years of experience being a plumber. So that's a good thing about this. Anybody could get it done. These ones, the tenants usually, and I'm not saying this about every tenant. There are a few that do take the initiative, that do their own repairs like that to help, to alleviate being a burden to the landlord themselves. And sometimes that's not much of a problem, because the landlord understands too. It's like, okay, you can let certain things slide and others not, because of whatever the reason may be. And so long as you work it out, you'll be fine. This one here is like, no, we don't do it. We don't know how. We don't want to learn about it. It's your job. Well, thank you very much, And yeah, I got it done. It took me all of 5 minutes to get it done. Next thing on my list I have to get done today is actually get the lawn cutting up in the front and partly in the back, because the back is not so bad. I'm also waiting for my package to arrive, which is the new webcam that I actually purchased. The old one I've actually taken off because, due for the fact, like most people say, is the sound on this, the microphone is not working as well. And the video does work up to 1080p, but there's a problem with the actual connection itself on the backside. And it started giving that little flicker when capturing the image, and you can see it on screen when you're doing the actual recording. I do have a spare mic, but the problem is I tried to set that up where I have the webcam, mic, and all that set up, and I just couldn't get it configured to the software that I had standard on here, which is the basic camera application from Microsoft, which was included in Windows 11. So there's no way of switching that around from the microphone itself. Everything has to be built into the thing unit one time only in order to do that. But yet again, you gotta take your chances, you know. So I got it working. So I'm just waiting for that to come in today. And since it's a nice day outside, I'm going to get some other things done if I can, including some weed whacking, because I like using the weed whacker that I have here. Gets me to use my rotary tools a little bit. You know, got to do something. And of course the usual stuff that I have to get done for the weekend, which is basically, you know, shower, shave, shampoo, do laundry, make breakfast, make brunch, things of that nature. So I might come back for the unboxing when I do receive the thing there, so that way that'll be a separate video here. I don't know if I'm going to do a second vlog like I did yesterday, but I might or I might not. It'll depend, and we'll take it from there. Okay? So I'll catch you guys a little bit later and see what we're going to go down with it. Okay? If you do see a new vlog coming up for a webcam unboxing and testing it out, we'll go from there. Okay? So I'll catch you guys later. Ta-ta.